So hello to all our audience of Métal Zone radio show. That's the name of the show on Oxygène Radio. We are at the MOTOCULTOR Festival and we've got day one and we've got the huge pleasure to be with a band. Sure you know them. KADAVAR. So hello, thanks a lot taking time to answer some questions. Can you first introduce to our audience?
So I'm Simon, the bassist.
Okay.
I'm Lupo, singer and guitarist.
I'm Yasha, guitarist and keyboardist.
I'm Tiger, drums.
Okay. Thanks for this presentation. It's important. So to begin with the unavoidable, it's not easy to say question, can you do a brief history of the genesis of the band for the people who don't know you very well?
We formed in 2010 as a three-piece. We're from Berlin. And now we're four since last year. Yasha joined just some time ago, and I don't know, what should I say? We made a couple records in the meantime, and yeah, here we are.
Okay, let's talk about the Isolation Tapes. It is your latest album. Was released in October 2020 during the pandemic. Was it a well-considered choice to do that at this moment? Maybe you don't know before?
No, it wasn't. We just released an album in 2019 and then we were supposed to go on tour with that album, and we had a tour booked in North America, Australia, and all over. But that got cancelled because of Corona, and then it was the first time for us since actually we started the band that we had nothing to do, and then we just went into the studio and did music for fun and so it sounds a bit different, but we just did what came up to our minds. So we just released a hard rock album a couple of months before, so we thought we just did that. So it changed a little bit.
Okay. You are constantly touring a lot, and that's cool for the fans, but you still release albums every 2 years. How do you deal with that?
I mean, we when the band started, we did more than 100 shows a year, and I think we went down in the numbers of show nowadays, and also the albums have been with more years in between. We keep enjoying doing the live performance, so it's always on schedule to keep going.
Touring.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe not as much as we used to, right?
The pandemic was good for that.
Yeah.
To figure out that we don't have to do too much.
Okay. Your music is reminiscent of early, for me, heavy metal like Black Sabbath, and this style is having a lot of success at the moment with bands like Ghost, Great Heaven Fleet, Wolfmother, of course, and many others. Why do you think the popularity of this style is growing more and more today? Do you have a reason for that or not?
Is it really still? I'm not sure. I mean, sometimes you get the impression for bands like us, rock is not as big anymore as it was 10 years ago. But like you can see in the last 40 years, it always comes back somehow. And when we started the band, there was this big retro wave coming, which was perfect for us because that's what we wanted to do at the time. And I don't know. I think there is still a certain way we think about music that's not going to change, even if some things about our music can change.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, Isolation Tapes was released in 2020. We are in August 2023. Yes. So, did you have new songs composed? When can we expect new album?
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah.
Can you develop?
No, that's it. Shh. No, but as since Yasha joined the band, then we take the time to start and write with him, and he also is bring. Yeah, that's the truth there. Yeah. So you also have to wait. Yeah. So it's a new process to work all together, and actually we are just taking the time on this one. Yeah, there's no big pressure. Next year.
Next year?
Yeah, yeah.
When you will be ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, deal.
Ideal.
Yeah.
No problem. Wait. It's gonna come. Be patient. So, for a few years, yes, you have your own recording studio. That's right. Yeah. How does it change something about the sound of the band KADAVAR?
I mean, yeah, it of course it shapes what we do with each record if you got the facilities and you can work on your own and directly transport an idea onto tape or whatever. But I think right now we try to keep it easy, and we have, I don't know, we have a 4-track device in the recording room, and we found out right now it's good for us if we don't get into the production thing, and we are really just experimenting with songwriting, sounds, and we try to not waste any time with all this possibilities that the studio has, because we don't want to get trapped in that just now. But I think once the songs come together, then it's the time to use it again. And yeah.
But you have to say that we always had a studio. So from the first album, so we recorded our albums from the beginning. So except the third one was not recorded in our studio, but the Berlin album. But everything else always has been from our studio. Yeah.
So the world crossed a difficult period, as we know all that, with the COVID and lockdown for almost 2 years. The war in Ukraine since February last year. So how does it impact the band and your life in general? And is it more difficult to tour because with the cost explosion with the cost explosion? Sorry.
Yeah, it has been difficult. I mean, not touring for 2 years, and then now everything almost doubled up, all the costs and everything. So it's not the same anymore. It used to be easier, but I think the main thing is that we can go back on stage and play again. People come to the festivals and shows again, and I think they almost forgot about the difficulties of the past pandemic. So I think that's a good thing, and then somehow we're gonna rearrange the rest. I think we are used to not make any money, so it's not a problem for us.
Okay. So yes, next question about what you say at the last. What are you making a living of your music or not? And what do you do next to the music?
Fortunately, we do make a living, and yeah, I think not from the very beginning, but almost for 10 years now. And we quit our day jobs around 2013, and yeah, luckily it was possible. So we focus on music. I, as a sound engineer, I work sometimes with other bands, but not often. And yeah, I think each of us has like small occupations on the side, but we do music mainly.
You are dedicated to the music and
Yeah.
of your music. That's very cool. Okay, thank you. Looking back at your childhood when you were young, you're still, but when you were more younger, in which musical environment did you grow up? Was there music at home? Did your parents maybe playing instruments? Can you tell us more?
For me, there was no real music at home. I just had a bigger sister who got interested when I was 10, she was 16, and got interested in 60s music, actually.
Yeah.
More like mid-60s garage stuff, and so I picked it up from there, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I come from a little village, so there was not much going on, not too much. But there was this one guy, he had a big record collection, so he introduced me to some bands. He brought me to punk rock, and then my cousin, who used to live in the same building as me and my parents, he was into metal, mainly metal music. So I went into his apartment a lot, and then started my first. Because you were in the cap, my first CD was the Kill 'Em All album. So that when I was like, I don't know, 10 or something. So, and it's still my favorite of them. But yeah, so I started there, and then I worked my way up with older people around me who showed me what was going on.
Thank you. And for you?
You want to say something?
Yeah, I'm also from a little village, but luckily we had a sort of small scene of bands which made us play music, and I'm also like from the alternative punk rock music, but I was also introduced to like early like krautrock stuff like Can and Neu at a quite early age.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and our home music was always there since I was a child. We had instruments at home early on. My mother sent me to like principal music school, and she had a big record collection. And I think the combination, basically her record collection, like made me pick up music. And I think one day I found an Elvis Presley record, and that was the big enlightenment for me. Yeah.
Elvis, still there. Okay, thank you. So, to conclude this interview, did you have something to add to your French fans? We're in France, of course, at CARHAIX. Some words, something to add.
En français?
Ah oui, allez.
À vos auditeurs, merci d'avoir suivi l'interview et on espère vous voir dans toutes les salles de France la prochaine fois qu'on passe, l'année prochaine. Mais vous êtes toujours là et on compte sur vous. Voilà.
In French too?
My French is no. I have nothing to say.
My German is not...
Dankeschön.
Okay. Do you want to add something? I think you said it all. You said everything. Okay. Thank you very much. This was KADAVAR at the MOTOCULTOR Festival in CARHAIX Day 1. Thank you. Wish you a lot of good things, of course, for the band, for you, for your family. A lot of success in the music, of course. Buy the album, buy the merchandising, go to the social networks of the band. It's important to soutenir the band, to support. Yeah, thank you, to support the band. Thank you. Have a good time there. Take care of you. Bye-bye.